Hey everybody, I hope everybody is doing well. Hope you're making healthy and great choices. Today's video is all about protecting your peace and remaining in the light. And the reason I find this to be so useful, what I'm about to share, is because I had recently went through something. So I haven't been making any videos and I want to apologize for that. I haven't made a video in like 3 weeks, and it was because I'd gotten sick and I came down with something, and it knocked me out. It knocked me out for a little bit. It knocked me out. And I had to figure out how to protect my peace. And sometimes things around us are happening, and sometimes things are happening in us. And I'm not talking about soul or emotional or what. I mean physically, like things are happening in our bodies, and it's hard for us to wrap our minds around it. And I had that experience these last few weeks. I'm good, I'm back up. But I definitely had to learn the importance of protecting my peace on another level. I know everybody who knows me knows that I'm big on protecting my peace. I'm very cautious with who I let into my circle, who I let into my spaces, who I show, my sacred places, like the parks I go to, the things I do. Like, I'm very protective with stuff like that, because I think it's important to have your own sacred places that you can go to and know that you don't have to worry about, oh, am I going to see somebody, or when you need that mental time to be by yourself. So I am already on that wave. Like, I'm already on that, let's protect our space, let's protect our peace. But my whole me getting sick thing had me bring it to another level, because sometimes protecting your peace has nothing to do with you not allowing people in, or you making sure that certain things aren't in your environment, or you making sure that certain things aren't, like in your face and whatever. Sometimes protecting your peace has to do nothing to do with what's going on outside, but everything to do with what's going on in here. See, because the first thought that you get is from out in the world. It comes to you. It's not yours. The second part of that thought, that's your responsibility. You have to learn to filter. And so what goes on in here is like planting seeds. Every thought is like planting a seed, and what is planted in here grows here. And what grows here manifests here. And what I mean by saying that is what you think goes to your heart, and when you feel, you create deeds. And not all deeds are good, and not all deeds are bad, and not all of them are either. And but we want to remember the law of manifestation, the law of energy. What you put out comes back. And we want to remember that we want to protect our thoughts, because sometimes our greatest enemy is not out here, but he's or she is all in here. And it's what you're thinking, and it's what you're feeding, and it's what you're putting in your heart, and it's what you're creating in your life. And what we need to learn is that we need to learn to ask for, or to learn through our process of living, to have discernment, to be better judges of character, to have knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Because not everything is for us, and sometimes we get these crazy thoughts, and I know I'm consistently trying to redirect myself, because I get these thoughts sometimes and I'm like, oh my God, where'd that come from? And I know I'm not the only one. I talk to people about this. We all go through it, where sometimes things happen and they pop up in our head and we're like, where did that come from? What? Or you think of somebody randomly. Where did that come from? It's the same thing with other things. Where did that come from? Brilliant ideas, where do they come from? Terrible ideas, where do they come from? So we have to learn to filter, because sometimes us protecting our peace has everything to do with just us filtering what's processing through our minds and what we're allowing to be planted within our hearts. Because we need to be better. And maybe you don't need to be better. I mean, I talk for you. I feel like I need to be better, right? If you want to grow, if you want to prosper, if you want to live your best life, if you want to go out there, have a great relationships and have a wonderful life with meaning in it, and you want to make money, and you want to go out there and you want to be your best self, you have to protect your thoughts. You have to protect what's coming inside, what is growing inside of you, because your worst enemy could be yourself. And the greatest thing that could have ever happened to you sometimes is that same thought. Because if you think good things and you nourish good things and you allow them to grow in your heart and they manifest in your reality, what you put out comes back. You will be an abundant person. There will never be a lack. And of course, there's other aspects to it. You know, we have to put all these things together. But one of the most important things that I've learned is that we have to protect our thoughts. We have to remember who we are at core. We have to remember to tell ourselves, yes, I am beautiful. No, I'm not a victim of my circumstance. Yes, I can overcome this. Oh, I can get that job. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do that. And think in abundance and think in prosperity and think that there's enough for everyone. Because I feel like some of the greatest struggles that people have sometimes is feeling that there's a lack. And I bring this up because, again, we're protecting our thoughts, and sometimes thoughts limit you. And when you limit yourself here, then it starts manifesting here, and you start feeling like you gotta fight for stuff. And then you start doing negative things, and it starts coming back to you. We have to think in abundance. We have to think in beauty. We have to think that good things are coming, that there's more than enough, that we got more than enough in the world, more than enough resources, more than enough money, more than enough jobs, more than enough people to love and to be loved by, more than enough friends, more than enough, just more than enough food, more than enough anything, because we have to train ourselves to allow only the good things to come in, be planted, and grow in our heart. Because once we start acting on what's in our heart, we start manifesting and reciprocating. And yo, I'm trying to tell you, things will come your way. And it's all about, first, protecting what's in your mind, shielding it from all that negativity that may sometimes come, believing that you are enough and that you are beautiful and that you were meant to prosper and you were meant to have good health and that you were meant to move out there in the world and be your best version, your best self, and you were meant to be in a great relationship and be loved by somebody, that you were meant to be who you believe you are. Because sometimes the world makes you feel like there's not enough. The world makes you feel like there's not enough out there. But I'm telling you, when you change the mindset and when you protect your mind from those negative thoughts of lacking, then you begin to prosper. Because when you put yourself in a positive, prosperous mindset, then it's planted in your mind and then in your heart. And then you start manifesting, and what you putting out there starts coming back to you. And all of a sudden, everything you ever wanted and needed is there. And you don't have to work as hard to get what you want because you're already in that mindset. And so again, I just want to say, continue to protect your thoughts. That's your first line of defense. First line of defense, protect your thoughts. Ask for discernment. Pray for knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. And ask for these things, because the universe is abundant and the universe is waiting for people like you, for people like me to come forward and be like, yo, can I get a little knowledge, understanding, and wisdom? Can you bless me with a little discernment so I may know what's for me and what's not for me, so I could be in truth? Because I know when I'm walking in my truth, I'm being my authentic self. And when I'm in my lane, I could be the boss of my lane. I can't be a boss in anyone else's lane. And so we got to start thinking in that manner and in that way, because we want to prosper. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready to prosper. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready to get out there. So again, I want to say, continue to protect your thoughts. Continue to nourish the good things that come into your mind and continue to block out the negative things. Remember to think of abundance and prosperity. There's more than enough for everybody. And those who believe and think that way are the ones that blow up. And you can have everything you want, everything you've ever desired in your life. But first you got to start with the process of an abundant mindset. So with that being said, peace and love. Continue to make healthy and good decisions. Bye.